Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this first episode of my new channel. My name is Corey and I'm a full stack iOS developer with roughly around 5 years worth of experience. My goal with this channel is to build a community-led forum of developer news, tips and tricks, and basic tutorials to assist the next generation of iOS developers as they start their new careers. With that being said though, let's start off with the first episode of a new series I'm calling Swift Developer News. Okay guys, I thought I'd start off today with something a little bit fun. So a major focus of mine going forward into 2019 will be augmented reality and ARKit in general, and how I can implement that into my clients' apps to extend the experience and make, just a completely revolutionary design, something that, I couldn't even thought of back in 2018. In researching this, I found an awesome article by Diksha Bhargava, and I must apologize to her if I've gotten that name wrong. I'm dyslexic, so I will tend to butcher names in this series. But basically, what she's written is a complete overview of everything augmented reality. So you can see here she goes through the early mixed reality examples, and the first ARKit apps that I think I ever used, which was IKEA. So the apartment that you can see behind me, I actually furnished that out using the IKEA ARKit app. So I actually thought that was pretty cool. And she goes through, and I've read a couple of these, going through the history of augmented reality from the very early days with Ivan Sullivan, all the way down to some cool 2018 examples. Obviously MeasureKit, which we used in the apartment, Civilizations AR, which is actually something I didn't know existed, so I'm definitely going to go check that out because I love the Civilization games. But then she goes further to talk about where augmented reality could end up in the future. So things that I've been thinking about, but extending from what I've thought about, is obviously military research and medical research, education, marketing, commercial, industry, arts and architecture. She really does sort of, dive down deep into exactly what's possible with this technology in the years to come, because at the moment we are at the infancy stage. So this technology is really not going to take off until we get those, normal glasses where, no one actually notices the difference. And I can walk into the office, put on these glasses and see all my monitors and just interact with the keyboard and like it was a normal computer, but it's actually virtually there, and I can take it to a coffee shop or something like that. And the user interface changes depending on the situation that I'm in. That's probably the number one use case that I want. And if somebody wants to build that, definitely go ahead and do it. I know it's not possible yet, but that's what I want. But she goes really down deep, and she goes from her motivations in creating her first app, and who she's testing it with, and then wrapping it up. And she's got like quite a few links at the bottom here. So if you've ever wondered about ARKit, AR Core and Toolkit, definitely go and read the articles that are linked here, watch the videos and peruse the GitHub pages, because there is a lot of material here to go through. One other thing that I will segue across to is her article on actually getting started with ARKit. So she actually will take you through about what ARKit does. So she's got here, quite obviously, all the pictures, all the movements that ARKit will track when it comes to head movements. She shows the requirements of ARKit and exactly where to get started, and she'll walk you through step by step how to create your first ARKit app, game, whatever you might want to make from that point on. So definitely take a look at this and give full credit to her. I'll link everything about her in the description, and it will be on the lower third that was shown just below. So the next item on the list is reactive programming, and in this case, reactive Swift. Now, this is something that I've wanted to sink my teeth into for quite a while now, and I'm kind of making it a New Year's resolution for myself. And it's quite by chance that I landed on Leandro Pérez's article this morning, just on my way to work, talking about the benefits of using Reactive Swift and why someone would want to use Reactive Swift versus the old delegates method of transferring data between view controllers. He even goes as far as to create a quick 10-minute tutorial and learner for Reactive Swift, which I definitely recommend you go through and read. Adding on top of that, I actually found a great LinkedIn Learning article. So this is a complete course of LinkedIn tutorials all about reactive programming and in particular reactive Swift. So I'll be linking each of those articles and this course down in the description below. Definitely go check them out. Okay, so the next two items we have are more for your beginner developers or those starting their journey with iOS and Xcode. So the first article is by Diane Korongy, and she's going to walk us through how to build your first app in Xcode. And this is a really, really detailed guide in starting Xcode and what configuration settings to use, and an actual overview of the Xcode IDE itself. So everything from toolbars to settings, all in this article, and I'll be linking this in the description below, so definitely go check it out. She's done so much work. She's got videos, GIFs, she's even got a link to herself so that you can get additional tips and tricks. Adding to that, though, is an article by Theo Hassen. Now, what Theo's done is a complete article, and he's divided it into parts, so it's a series of articles on his profile about iOS animations. Now, I don't think there's ever been an iOS app that I've developed, or even a Mac app for that matter, that has not had at least one animation, from a pop-up showing up to a button that moves or pulses. Now, Theo has gone through so many animations here. You can see here you've got one that pops out at you. You've got the ability to control velocity and timing. There's literally so many down here. Definitely check out his post here and try some of these out for yourself. You can see just here he uses the example of a notification widget, and I've used this in countless apps where a notification just pops down. You can push it aside or keep viewing it, or even enlarge it if you wanted to see additional content. So definitely check out Theo's article and try a couple out for yourself. And last of all, we have a great wrap-up of 2018 by John Sundell. Basically, he's going through all the articles he's written in that year and just listing the ones that are the best for developers to keep in mind as they go forward into the new year. So we've got navigation in Swift, delegation in Swift, which is great considering our discussion about reactive programming just before. And John's basically saying in that article about how even though developers are now moving to a more reactive environment, you can't just forget about delegation, that there is still a place for it in today's Swift language. But there's a great list of articles here, definitely worth a read. I'll be linking John's article in the description below. Definitely go check it out. And that brings us to the end of our very first episode of Swift Developer News. Now, I want this to be a community-led series, so definitely leave any comments in the comment section below about where you would like the direction of this to go, news articles that you might want to be covered, or any other videos actually on the channel. So I'm looking at bringing on some tips and tricks, some tutorial videos, as well as just general content items as well. So any suggestions there will be awesome. If you like the video, definitely click that like button. But if you do want to hear about more videos coming out into the future, definitely click that subscribe button and let me know that you're there. Anyway, from all of us here in Sydney, I'm Corey. Cheers.